going to show you this one, a 2 by 2, to find the inverse by hand, but the 3 by 3, I will do it to calculate. Now the idea is we create a matrix of the matrix A, put down the matrix A on the right hand side. So we have 1, 2, 0, and a 1. Now the right hand side, from the vertical line here, we fill in the identity matrix of a 2 by 2. Now your identity matrix could be 1 by 1, which is just single number 1. A 2 by 2 identity matrix, you have the 1, 0, 0, 1. A 3 by 3 identity matrix, you will have the 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. As here you can see all the diagonal line direction, the negative diagonal line direction, they have all the number 1. The remaining number, they are all the 0. And keep in mind, the identity matrix must has a square matrix. A 2 by 2, 1 by 1, 3 by 3, 4 by 4. So it depends on the size of the matrix you have. You just simply to fill in the square matrix of the identity matrix. So this one we have a 2 by 2, and that's why I fill in a 2 by 2 identity matrix. Now the idea is, by the end, we want to transfer the identity matrix from the right to the left. And whatever it has on the right hand side, that will be the inverse of the matrix A. And when we process finding the inverse, we always do the work is a column by column. So now as here you can see the first entries of the matrix A, we have the number 1. Alright, that's a number we want to keep it here. The row 2 first entry has a 0, and that is exactly the same pattern we want to keep it here. So your column 1 is done. Now we move on to column 2. The column 2, on the row 2 of the column 2, we want to keep the 1 here. So since this is a 1, so that means we have the diagonal line has all the 1, and the remaining element we want to get all the 0. So now 2 is not a 0, we need to make the 2 turn to the 0. So we go with the row 2. We use the row 2 to keep the row 2 as a pivot transition row. Use the row 2 to operate to make the 2 turn to the 0. So the way we given the command is I multiply negative 2 with the row 2. Then I combine with the row 1. All the result go back to the row 1. So we do the operation on the side here. Multiply negative 2 to the row 2. I will get a 0, 2, 0, and a 2. So this is the row 2. I multiply with 2. Okay, I made a mistake. I need to multiply negative 2, right? So when I multiply negative 2 with the row 2, I should have the 0, negative 2, 0, negative 2. And then we combine with the row 1. So the row 1 is here, 1, 2, 1, 0. So I will have 1, 2, 1, 0. Now combine these two, we'll get a 1, 0, 1, and negative 2. Now the result here, it will turn to the new row 1. It will go back to the new row 1. So when you see the new row 1 or new row 2, that means we need to create a new matrix. Now I'm going to transfer this part into the row 1. So row 1 is no longer 1, 2, 1, 0. It has changed to 1, 0, 1, and -2. There's no new row 2, so we just copy down whatever you have from the previous matrix row 2. Now, as here you can see, the left-hand side matrix, I get the identity matrix here. So that means the inverse of the matrix A is 1, -2, 0, and 1. Now keep in mind, matrix A multiply the inverse of the matrix A, it will go back to the identity matrix. The other way around has the same result, you'll get the identity matrix. And then we are going to use this concept to process the system of linear equation. Now, go back to this question. This is a 3 by 3. I don't recommend you do it by hand because it's long work and it's very easy to make the mistake. So I highly recommend you go with a calculator. So in order to use a calculator, we need to create a matrix 3 by 3. So you click on second matrix. Now move to the right to highlight the edit. Hit the enter key. Now we are going to give the dimension of the matrix A first. So matrix A has a 3 by 3, so you type out 3, enter, 3, enter. Now we first move to the edit, enter it. Now you have 3 by 3. So now I have 4, comma, 1, comma, -1. Now we have 6, 2, -1, -3, 1, and a 3. Once you have the matrix set up, you click on second quick, then it will take you back to the front page of the calculator. Now, click on second matrix one more time. We want to find the inverse of the matrix A, so we pull out the matrix A first. So when you click on second matrix, you see the matrix A, you just hit the enter key. Now, the inverse key is this button. It's under the mask key. So click on X with the power -1, and then it will give you the inverse of the matrix A. Now hit the enter key one more time. Then this will be the number of your